episode 123 of the All the Books Show, recorded at the David A. Howe Public Library, where we talk book news, author news, and literary news. I'm Eric Mickles.
And I'm Nick Gunning.
Nick, where can everybody reach us?
Oh, boy. It's amazing that you thought to say that. You can find us on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/allthebooks.
Yeah.
You can find us on Twitter at...
All the Books Show.
That's right. Facebook, we're just on the library page, so David
Yeah.
A. Howe Public Library.
Yeah.
And you can email us at wellsville@stls.org.
Why are you giving yourself a close-up there?
And you can find us Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock on the Angelica radio station.
Wednesdays.
So,
Yeah.
Angelica listeners, hope you're enjoying your post-Christmas Wednesday night.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's like the 27th, right?
Yeah.
So it's just cold now.
Right. It's
Cold
just,
without the
you're-
warmth
yeah,
of
you've got a few
holiday.
days left
Yeah.
to last year's list of
Yeah.
things you want to do, your New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
You've got three more days about.
Do you find New Year's
So-
Eve to be a warm holiday? Not like warm in temperature, but warm in the same sense as Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Not really.
Yeah.
Do you?
No. Guess I kind of think of it as like the sexy holiday.
Oh.
Probably more so than Valentine's Day. Because
Really?
Valentine's Day is like you're a couple already.
Yeah, you
New
are.
Year's Eve is your chance. If you're a single person, New Year's
Yeah, you
Eve
get
is your
that kiss.
chance
Sure.
to
Sure.
have somebody for Valentine's Day.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
That old ball drop's as good as mistletoe.
yeah.
So,
I've
pretty
actually
good.
never. Yeah, that doesn't describe any of my New Year's Eve.
Oh.
One New Year's Eve, I just kind of hung out. Listen, it's going to sound sad, but it's pretty great.
Yeah,
I hung out by myself.
Oh, wow.
And hold on,
Sure, no,
this is where it
yeah,
gets
I'm
great.
ready.
And I
Okay.
watched Peter Jackson's King Kong. And then I watched the ball drop.
What you're describing is a cry for help.
No.
It is.
This was a while ago.
Was it?
Yeah, you didn't even know me then.
What did we do? Last year we were together on New Year's with our wives, not just a bro fest New
Yeah,
Year's. We
yeah.
watched, what, Man from U.N.C.L.?
No, last year we watched Jurassic World.
Oh, that's right.
The
Yeah.
year before that we watched Man from U.N.C.L.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Henry Cavill did or did not have a mustache in that?
And Man from U.N.C.L.?
Yeah.
He didn't.
And- okay.
But he did have one in Jurassic World when he played the Indominus Rex. Just kidding. That wasn't him.
Oh, you got me.
Yeah, they had to
You
CGI
got
him
me.
all out and
Sure.
replace him with an
With an
Indominus Rex.
Indominus Rex, absolutely. Absolutely.
Would you have watched Justice League with Superman with a mustache? It would have just made sense. Just give him the mullet and say he also grew facial hair.
Listen, facial hair is not going to make or break that Superman. That was decided in
Yeah.
Man of Steel.
Yeah.
He broke.
Yeah.
So we're actually recording before Christmas, as
Yeah.
evidenced by the Christmas tree that we have up in the office here. But you're probably listening to us either on Christmas Day or
Yeah,
right after
that's-
the fact.
yeah.
So if this is your new family
Merry
tradition,
Christmas.
gathering around listening to
Yeah.
All the Books Christmas episodes, of
Yeah.
which there are several
As they
now.
used to do back in the
Merry
pioneer
Christmas.
days.
Happy Hanukkah.
Well, I guess they didn't have a radio back in the pioneer days.
I don't think so.
So
No.
the 50s then.
Yeah.
Yeah. 40s?
Sure.
Stop me when I get to a time where they don't have radios. 20s.
Well, now I don't know.
When was Seabiscuit?
I will have to ask Clint McGavin.
People listened to the Seabiscuit Warhorse? Not Warhorse. What was his name? Warship? That wasn't his name
What,
either.
who fought Seabiscuit?
Yeah, well, not fought, raced. It wasn't a boxing match.
Oh, boy. I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember who
All right.
fought Seabiscuit.
Again, it wasn't a fight.
Okay.
I'm going to have to look that up. I
Okay.
thought it was War something, not War Chariot. Anyway, go on.
I can't remember it either. Do you want to get to our bookmark segment?
The Admiral.
The Admiral.
Yeah, Seabiscuit versus the Admiral. People were listening to on the radio.
Seabiscuit v. Admiral.
Yeah.
Dawn of Justice. Bookmark?
In the ring.
Let me tell you some of the
Yeah.
fun things that I've been reading.
Okay.
I
You
finished.
got like a weird angle. People are just seeing like half your face on
Oh,
this live
how's that?
feed.
There we go.
Nick's recording.
We're doing a fun little live bit. So,
Facebook Live, yeah.
Yeah.
But he had like half his face.
well, I can't see it.
Yeah. So, sorry. It was like a weird Terrence Malick recording of this podcast.
Yeah. So I hope you got 3 hours to kill.
Yeah.
But an odd dinosaur might wander through the shot.
That's true.
Has been known
Yeah.
to happen in Terrence
What
Malick films.
are these books? These pages. Sorry.
That was actually really good.
Thanks,
That
man.
was a good Malick.
I saw Tree of Life
Yeah, I liked Tree of Life.
and The
actually.
Thin Red Line.
Tree of Life is one of those movies where, like, during the 4 hours of watching it, I was like, "What is happening?" And
Yeah.
afterwards, I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch it again, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to.
Tree of Life is one of those movies where I wish I could have cut out the very last like end
Yes.
of it. Yeah, just the
Yeah.
end of it.
That would have been good.
That was yeah. So anyway,
Yep. Yep. Oh, your wife's on. She says hi. You want to say hi to her? Okay. He waved. So
Yeah.
for you audio folks, that really didn't do anything.
oh yeah,
for
sorry.
You.
Hi,
Hi,
for a
Kendra.
second. All right.
Okay. But anyway, my bookmark, which I
Uh-huh.
always write down. So I have finished The Dark Knight, Volume 3.
Uh-huh.
This is a new 52 Batman title. Dark. So dark is right.
Yeah.
It's
What about Night? Did
Yeah,
they
it
got
was.
that
A lot
right?
of it was at night. This was a Mad Hatter villain.
Oh yeah.
And it was a very violent, very gross Mad Hatter, which I wasn't
Yeah.
all about. So
Well, he's
not a huge
he
fan of that.
kidnaps children. Actually, I guess the comic book one never does that.
No.
That's just Alice's.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So he kidnaps grown adults.
I also read volume 23 of Robert Kirkman's Invincible. There are 2 volumes left.
I don't know
of
where
this
I am in that.
long-running series.
You and I have been reading that same series like together, not together, but we've been reading
Side
it
by side.
But you've been reading like the small volumes.
I ran out of the paper hardcovers.
Yeah, and
so
I've been
I'm
reading the
past it.
giant
Yeah.
Ultimate collections that have like 2 years worth
So
of stuff.
I'm definitely
so I
farther.
don't know where we are. Maybe you
So-
don't know.
Anyway,
Anyway,
what else did I read? So there's only 2 volumes left of Invincible. The next
Bye
one comes
bye.
out in March.
Yeah.
So then it's going to be done. And this
Yeah.
is like my favorite series, if
Ever?
I'm being honest. I
Wow.
think so, yeah. So I read that.
Mm-hmm.
2 Christmas books I finished. One, Hidden Christmas by Tim Keller. That's a more
Christmas.
like, let's talk about the theological aspects of Christmas.
right.
It was not good.
Sorry, man.
It was very redundant. It was written like an 8th grader trying to like pad his report. 'cause
Sure.
It was very repetitive, which they do sometimes, but this didn't really work. And then I read Skipping Christmas by John Grisham. And as you remember from last week, I was underwhelmed going halfway
Right.
through, but it kind of won me over. In the
All right.
end.
Well,
So-
I have it at home.
Oh, that's right.
The paperback.
Yeah.
It
That's
looks
right.
short.
I know. I tried to get
but
you to read it with me, but
This would be the only John Grisham book I've ever read if I read it.
is that true?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Because when we did the spotlight, you just had factoids. You didn't go through. And yeah, that's right. I don't know. You probably wouldn't like it, but
No.
it would be really quick. It would be
Yeah.
a quick read.
Okay.
And then that's it. Those are the ones
I'll
that I
have to put
finished.
it in my quick reads then.
I love it.
Quickreads.com.
Yeah,
Sorry.
do that.
It's
Do that.
Goodreads.
I'm currently reading Heir to the Jedi, which
Yeah.
long time All the Books fans will remember that last December I started this and then
Yeah.
shelved it.
Yeah.
Now I've picked it back up.
Finally, closure for those
I know
listeners.
they've been waiting. And I'm reading the Batman Wildcat
Yeah.
miniseries collection.
Okay.
So
Pretty nerdy
nothing,
time for Nick.
Yeah, nothing Christmassy at this point. I have some Christmas books from last year that I haven't read yet, and I try to not be one of those people.
Well, good news. We're going to
So,
watch Batman
I
Returns
got a
tonight.
couple more days. Yeah, that's right.
So,
That's
well,
right.
yeah. What was I about to say? I
No,
was
I
pointing
don't
at
know.
you. Christmas. Oh, no, it's not about you. I probably don't have to admit this, but I'm going to because it's relevant.
Okay.
I used to pronounce air as hair. I used to pronounce that
Like
H.
Hair to the Jedi.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So I always thought it was Star Wars hair to the Empire.
Yeah.
I just always pronounce that H.
Yeah,
I
well,
have that problem with H's.
I would
just
love to
wanna
be
pronounce them.
surprised by this,
You
but-
show me an H, and I'm gonna.
really.
Yes,
Do you say the K in knife?
I used to.
You say the D in Django?
The Django.
Yeah.
Knife. No,
yeah.
no,
you
I
don't do it.
those,
Okay,
yeah.
that's good.
Knight.
All right.
The dark
well,
Knight.
what have you been reading? You got any inspirational
Oh,
holiday
boy.
reading you want to
for
discuss?
listeners who thought that the geekiness was going to end, it does not. here.
Listen, nobody
Sorry.
thought the geekiness was going to end with me.
So I read Avengers Forever.
Forever.
So this is a 12-issue comic book series that Kurt Busiek wrote back in 2001. It was, the graphic was published in 2001.
All right.
It's about
Go on.
this description is not right. I must not have read the right one on this. Anyway,
Okay.
it's a group of Avengers from different eras are brought together to fight Kang the Conqueror throughout time.
That sounds fun.
It does, except the team consists of 2 Hank Pyms, a Hawkeye during one of his identity crises,
Jeez.
Captain America after he lost faith in the government,
Okay.
the Wasp, and Songbird from Thunderbolts. So
It's like the worst lineup
yeah,
I've ever heard.
and Rick Jones, teenage hero Rick Jones.
One Hank Pym.
2 Hank Pyms.
Is a
So
lot,
one
but
is
2.
regular giant man Hank Pym, and then the other one is
Michael Douglas.
Yellow Jacket Hank Pym, who's gone a little crazy at the time. So he's kind of like
Crazy Hank Pym.
but it was just kind of like, bleh.
I guess maybe that's more interesting. I don't know.
I could see why some people
Hard
really
to
like
say.
it, but it feels dated, like past even when it came out. So this doesn't even feel like late 90s. This feels like early 80s
Okay.
dated. It's just so dense and so dull, and the pacing is just non-existent. It is not a good time.
Okay.
I also read Volume 1 of The Black Panther by Christopher Priest. These were written in the late 90s as well.
Oh.
Christopher Priest has a pretty famous run on Black Panther in this collection. This collected the first 17. It's pretty good. This one feels dated in a 90s way, though. So that's good. It definitely feels like
I think I read the Ta-Nehisi Coates Black Panther, and that's it. I
no,
haven't-
these are
I haven't
very
read anything
these are
else.
very different. But it's like the only Black Panther I've ever read. And I think that's true. I'm going to say it's true. He showed up in other stuff already.
Are you planning on doing a lot of Black Panther reading?
I'm going
leading
to
up
read
to the
this.
movie?
I'm going to read this run. It's 65
Oh, okay.
or 68 issues.
You and that Marvel Now app changed your life.
Yeah, it's great. And I started, and I'm about 30% through Sword of Destiny,
Ooh.
which is the second Witcher book, which is another collection.
Witcher.
It's a short story collection.
Yeah.
And these short stories, I've only read 2 of them so far, but they're a lot more short story form than even the other book was. The other one
Okay.
felt, I don't know, they were just like off adventures. He fought a monster, he learned something about monsters, and he moved on. But this, each one kind of that I've read has him interacting with Yennefer, who is a witch in the book that he's in love with.
Yennefer, the witch.
And so these don't feel as like random and disconnected. Anyway,
Okay.
so and then I'm reading stuff on my Marvel Unlimited app.
Okay.
Yeah,
So nothing. I have not inspired you to pick up anything remotely
I don't think I've
Christmassy.
ever picked up. I mean, I've read the David Sedaris book,
Yeah.
the Christmas
Yeah.
Town or
Holidays on Ice.
Holidays on Ice. I
Yep.
read that. I think that might be the only time.
That's pretty hit and miss.
I don't. Yeah, Christmas isn't something where I read stuff. Christmas is such a visual holiday.
That the one we were talking about last week, the Gregory Maguire
Uh-huh.
book about the Nutcracker,
Sounded
crazy.
right.
So I kind of want to
I
read
don't
that
remember
maybe
yeah.
next year.
Okay.
So you know what you should do?
What?
Because you have got a little more time before Christmas. You should pick up the Jeff Johns Shazam.
Shazam. Oh, right. We have that in our
it's
collection.
Great. It's great. Yeah, we do
Yeah.
have it in our collection, and it's Christmas. It's a
Yeah.
Christmas story.
Well, I started Batman Arkham Origins, and the
Right,
game
the
takes
game,
place on
sure.
Christmas Eve.
Yep.
So, as does
Okay.
Batman Returns. Well,
That's
it's like
right.
the week until Christmas.
Yes. Lead up.
What elections
up.
are happening at that point?
That's true.
It's so weird.
That is
Penguin
weird.
runs
Well,
for mayor. And it's just like, I'm running for mayor.
I believe it's a special election.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. He becomes Gotham's
that could
favorite
happen.
son.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne right out.
That's
but
goodbye.
Bruce Wayne doesn't really like interact as Bruce Wayne in that movie.
No.
Just with
Well, as I
Catwoman.
recall, Bruce Wayne is not in that movie. Is that
That's
correct?
yeah.
He's not there at all.
Michael Keaton had to run to get there on time. 20 minutes into the film, he's
Weird.
like, "Okay, I'm here. What do I have to do? Fight clowns? On it."
Hey, what happens if I take a live feed of the live feed? Is that like a weird Inception style?
Yeah,
Situation.
and people listening on the
What will
radio on
happen?
Wednesday night just can't
They won't know
believe
what's
this is
happening. Well,
that
you
way.
can find it. You can go back and find
Yeah,
it. All right, that's it for you then?
yeah.
Do you think you're going to go pick up Shazam because of Christmas?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. You're not going to.
Here's the thing.
Tell
You're not
me.
gonna like this.
All right.
I think I've put myself on hold from reading DC comics for a while
Okay.
because I wasn't reading many graphic novels.
Right.
And I was wondering why. And then I started reading stuff on the Marvel Unlimited app. I'm like, oh, that's right. It's because I like Marvel comics
Right.
a lot. And normally I only read like DC stories when they're collected if people
Yeah.
like say they're good.
Yeah.
And so like
That doesn't
reading
make me mad.
like these volumes of superhero of like the Flash or something on a regular basis is like, oh, that's right. I never used to do this. I don't really. Yeah, I'm just not as.
Do
connected
you?
with
I'll
that.
tell you what I'm interested in. The
Okay.
what is it? The War of Jokes and Riddles.
Yeah. Oh
Is
yeah,
that
that's
what
a
it
Batman
is?
one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that series, it started with what I Am Gotham and then I Am Bane.
I am Suicide.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like the way that
I
started.
guess he has to say I am Suicide because that's a Suicide Squad team up thing. So he can't
Yeah.
say like I am
I
Squad.
guess so. But the War of Jokes and Riddles, is that out yet?
I don't know.
I think that just came out December 19th.
Yeah, I think they called
So
it.
it is out now.
I think it was originally titled Return of Hush
Oh my gosh.
because the Joker in the war
The
together.
least said about the Hush
All right.
sequels, the better.
What's-
because those are all so bad.
What's next? That was
Uh,
bookmark.
Yeah, it was bookmark. Well, now we move on to some advanced notices here, so we can jump over
Yeah.
there.
Chugging along on the Christmas train.
Absolutely right. But
Unless
I think,
it's after
I think we're going to
Christmas.
say goodbye to our Facebook Live friends. So say goodbye.
Bye, Facebook Live friends.
Goodbye from all the books. All right.
Did you do it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
jeez. I'm so glad they're gone. I feel like they were a real drain. Now we can just focus on the bread and butter,
Yeah.
and that's our audio audience. So
Yeah.
podcast listeners,
Audioance.
Angelica, radio listeners.
Yeah.
Sorry about those
Yeah.
live looky-loos, but they're gone now, so it's just us. We can
Looky
talk.
loos.
We can talk turkey now.
What are you saying?
All right, so
Looky loos, talk turkey.
now I know that you're I know that you're not big into Christmas reading, But
That's true.
you
Yeah.
can get a jump start on your St. Patrick's Day reading because March
How did you know
6th
St. Patrick's Day was my third favorite holiday?
March 6th, 5 days after we have
Yeah.
Emerald Isle Irish Band.
Uh-huh.
March 1st.
Nice.
On March 6th, Susan Wittig Elberg is coming out with book
Yay.
7 in her Darling Dahlias series. The Darling Dahlias and the Unlucky Clover.
Field.
No, just Clover.
Field of Clover.
Just Clover.
Okay.
Just Clover. Once again, Susan Wittig Elbert has told a charming story filled with richly human characters who faced the Great Depression with courage and grace. She reminds us that friends offer the best of themselves to each other, community is what holds us together, and that
Yay.
luck
Oh,
is what you make it.
that's true.
So you don't even need a 4-leaf clover.
Yeah.
But if you have one, hang on to it.
Yeah.
I mean, why?
Obviously, yeah.
Why not? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
New from Steve Barry, not Dave Barry or Steve Perry, but Steve Barry.
I think we know who Steve Barry is.
The Bishop's Pawn, Cotton Malone, number 13. Now, Cotton Malone is the alter ego of Bruce Wayne. Is that correct?
No, that's Batman. Bruce
okay.
Wayne is Batman.
Okay. So I was going for a bit about Matches Malone.
Oh, you're talking Matches Malone.
but
Sorry.
you clearly don't know your Batman lore, so there's
Hold
no
up.
there's no
I
sense
know who
going down
Matches
that
Malone
road.
is.
Eric doesn't know who Matches Malone
He wears
is.
a mustache.
But-
See that? They wouldn't have had a problem. They could have
Cat-
just said Ben Affleck was playing Matches Malone through the entire
Perfect.
Justice League film.
Perfect. Cotton Malone comes back in book number 13. And you know what they say about the number 13?
It's quite the number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's common.
Yeah.
The first case on New York Times bestseller Steve Barry's iconic hero, Cotton Malone.
Okay.
Are we going... Is this a prequel?
I don't
I
know.
guess it is.
Hey, is the
We're
Bishop's
going
Pawn
back.
a religious play?
Okay.
Yeah.
The Bishop's Pawn. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
All right. Steve Barry always mines the lost riches of history. This time he imagines a gripping, provocative thriller about an American icon just in time for April 2018 and the 50th anniversary of the assassination.
Of
Interesting.
Of who?
Interesting.
assassination of who?
Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh.
Yeah.
Weird.
Looks like, yep. So I've not read Steve Barry.
I'll be the judge of what's provocative in that.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yeah, you're a
I
shock
like to
jock,
yeah,
so.
yeah.
Also new, we have from Chris Bohalian. I think is how you say his name. That's how
Okay.
I'm saying his name. We did one
yeah.
of his books for book club. A lot of fans of this author here. This is called The Flight Attendant, and the cover is very Girl on the Train. So I don't know.
Do you think yeah?
Cassandra Bowden is no stranger to hungover mornings. She's a binge drinker. I don't know. Her
Oh,
job with the
jeez.
airline making making it easy to find adventure and an occasional blackouts seem to be inevitable.
Boy, I wonder if
Okay.
she's gonna get on the train
Okay.
or get a cabin on a cruise ship.
Oh boy.
I wonder if she's gonna see a
Yeah.
murder and people won't believe her because of her character faults.
Yeah. Now, apparently there's a murder, and it's
Ah.
too late to come clean or face the truth about what really happened back in Dubai.
Right.
Could she have killed him?
Yeah.
If not, who did? So, yes, this is about 2 years too late, I think, for this craze.
Jeez.
So, I'm going to write a YA novel about a dystopia. Is that still relevant? Is that
Yeah,
still
I mean,
popular?
yeah.
Oh, it
as
is?
long as they both have like an incurable disease.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. So it's a twist. It's a
Yeah.
twist on an old favorite.
this teacher thought the kid went to detention, but she's been drunk on the job for 3 weeks.
3
What
weeks.
principal would believe her now?
Wow.
Yeah. The
Pretty good.
teacher in class 16.
Pretty good teacher in class 16. Okay. Large print.
Large
We're
print.
gonna move to large
Yeah.
print. The Armageddon File by Stephen Kuntz.
All right.
The next exciting thriller from best-selling author
Yeah.
Stephen Kuntz.
Janet Armageddon is a drunk lush, and no one seems to believe her.
Janet Armageddon. Let's see. So this is book 1 in a new series starring Kirk Cameron.
Very nice.
No, it's not. Tommy Carmelini, book number 8.
You love Dean Koontz. So you're like super excited that he has a new series out.
Stephen Kuntz.
Oh,
And I don't like Dean Kuntz.
okay.
So
How do you feel about Steve Koontz?
I've never read anything by Stephen
Brothers?
Kuntz. No.
Sons.
We've covered this before. It's a totally different spelling.
Oh,
Jake Grafton and Tommy Carmelini race to solve the mystery of a potentially stolen election.
yeah.
I wish. Before America's faith that our democracy, sovereignty, and federal government become completely undone.
Well,
this depresses me.
Jake and Tommy. Do you like to imagine that they
Jake
kind
and
of sound
Tommy.
like the Little Rascals? Like, come on, Jake. You
Yeah.
gotta hurry. Hold up, Tommy.
All right, Tommy.
Yeah.
But my mom says I gotta get home.
Oh, Jake, come on.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
We gotta save the
Okay.
election.
Yeah.
That was Buckwheat, everyone.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't get to do a Buckwheat impersonation very often. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for allowing that. All right. That's it for me for my advance notices. So I want to hear what you got.
Okay.
What's hot today? What's now?
What's now?
Yeah.
Finger snaps. Yeah. Our listeners are going to regret that.
Probably.
All right. So on the New York Times bestsellers list, we're doing combined print and
This should be fun.
ebook this week, and has nothing to do with us recording a little bit early in the week.
No, it totally doesn't.
So,
normally what we would do is just do hardcover.
Yeah.
So that's not going to include like reissues
Yeah.
or, paperback originals or anything like that.
or whatever Stephen King movie.
Yeah, it's
Is
currently
out at the moment, yeah.
that's the truth.
So I don't know
So
if
this is
it's
everything
still on this list.
So there is some crossover with the main list, but you're going to get things on here that you wouldn't normally.
yeah, a
otherwise,
lot of
so.
sexier books.
Ooh.
People tend to download the
That is a fact
50
that,
Shade books.
that can't be denied.
Yeah. All right. Hey, number 11. No, number 12. Nope.
Okay. Which one? Ready
Number
Player One?
11
Okay.
is Ready Player One right now. So that's getting a boost from the trailer
Yep.
that everybody's complaining about because they don't realize that it's just a mirror
Yeah.
pointing at them,
Yeah,
at their
it sure
pop
is.
culture obsession. If they don't
boy.
like what they see, maybe they should create rather than complain.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad I wasn't Facebook Living that. That got,
Okay.
that got mean.
So number 10
Yes.
on the New York Times bestsellers list for combined ebook and print, you have Artemis by Andy Weir. Everybody, if you could just send Nick this book for Christmas.
Sure.
He's been waiting for it.
I suppose sooner or later I'll read it.
Yeah,
But
same.
I just have no.
I think I
draw
need to
it.
read The Moon is a Harsh Mistress before this. That's a Robert Heinlein film. I mean, book.
Okay.
Anyway.
Probably true.
Yeah, number 9. I mean, yes, the moon is a harsh mistress. You wrong the moon, she will come down on
Look
you like an
out.
atom bomb.
Look
she will
out.
mess up your tides, man. Number 9, Endgame by David Baldacci. So already we're seeing a difference because these books would be much higher.
True.
So I wonder what's knocking them down.
We'll see.
All right. So again, at number 8, we have the sequel to Batman Year One. It's Nora Roberts Year One.
Yep. Very similar, I think. Beat
Yes.
for beat. It's
Yeah.
actually kind of a retread. But
Yeah. So this is when a pandemic strikes, the world spins into chaos. Several travelers head west to find a new life. Now, you weren't happy because this is a book 1, and you don't think Nora Roberts' series are any good?
Well, I don't really have. I haven't read Nora Roberts series, but now I just find whenever somebody is picking up a Nora Roberts books, I'm like, oh no, that's book 2 in the Witch Cousins series. We gotta
Right.
find book 1.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of like little trilogies and things that make it difficult to follow her stuff. Because people will be like, oh, I just want the latest Nora Roberts. I'm like, well, I
Right.
hope you read the last 2.
Right.
You know.
Cousin relation in not kissing relation.
Wow.
But cousin.
Are you talking about the Elvis movie Kissing Cousins, in which he plays 2 identical Elvis cousins?
Wow. Good for him.
You know who's in that? Yvonne Craig. You know who Yvonne Craig is?
No.
Batgirl.
Oh.
The first Batgirl.
Nice.
Did you know that comic Barbara Gordon
Is inspired because
is
of.
inspired because of the Adam West TV
Yeah.
series?
I
So
sure did. But now our listeners know as well.
Now they do.
Here's the thing. Cousins in a book, like you just said, which cousins?
Witch Cousins.
Um,
I think that's actually a thing. That wasn't just a
Okay.
random joke.
I would be scared for the cousins because I'd be like, oh, they don't have any they don't have the loyalty to each other that like if they were like witch brothers,
Witch Brothers.
you know, then I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, well, they're going to protect each other because they're siblings. But you throw cousins in there, it's like, oh, well, this is Aunt's kid.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
He's going to send him in. Not that my cousin listens to this podcast.
In case anybody's interested, the Nora Roberts Witch trilogy is called the Cousins O'Dwyer trilogy.
All right.
And the books within are Dark Witch, Shadow Spell,
Uh-huh.
and Blood Magic.
All right.
If there
Nice.
was some Sugar Sex in there, it'd be a Chili Pepper album.
That's true.
So,
It's blood sugar.
Sex Magic.
Yeah, okay. Again, that cousin rant, I should probably say like I wouldn't betray you with witch powers, Brianna.
Oh, hey, Brianna.
So
How's married life? That's all I know about her.
numbers, she likes
That's
hockey.
it. Hey, you know what? We also have some Chili Peppers in the CD collection. So,
Yeah,
and we have these Nora Roberts witch books. So if you want
Yeah.
them next
Yeah.
Halloween,
and if anybody knows of a book series called Witch Brothers, let us know.
there's got to be Witch Brothers.
Yeah.
A Witch Brothers series.
All right, so number
I'm on it.
wow, I've
I'm
lost
on it.
track. Number 7, it's been here for 44 weeks. Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur.
Oh boy, she's like the rock star poet.
Rupi,
Yeah.
poetic approaches to surviving adversity and loss.
Did you say
Yes.
Milk and Honey? Is that the
Yes.
one? This one, it's old, right? How long?
44 weeks.
44 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. People went crazy for that, and
Yeah.
then they went crazy for the new one.
Yeah.
So Her stuff is it's short. It's
Uh-huh.
very like succinct and
Right.
I don't know, clever, approachable.
Scary.
Yeah, it's terrifying. It's about Nora Roberts' witch cousins.
Number 6 on the list, The Midnight Line by Lee Child.
Got a little choked up there, didn't you?
Yeah,
So sad.
just get a home.
Lee Child.
Let's see. So number 5, 4
Yeah.
weeks on the list, The People versus Alex Cross.
Who will win?
Maybe the people.
You
I would
think?
most of the people.
I would hope they would.
I would
yeah.
think 12 people could probably beat up Alex Cross if they. Like, he doesn't seem to, like, physically. I don't know. I don't know anything about Alex
He's
Cross.
tough.
All right. Do you think he could beat up 12 people at once?
12 people at once.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he
Okay.
could.
What if it was like old Batman style and they
Yeah,
each
I
fought
think-
him one by
yeah,
one?
If they would agree to do that. Yes.
Okay. Number 4, 3 weeks on the list. Darker by E.L. James. Christian Grey's tormented and difficult pursuit of Anastasia Steele is told from his perspective.
So this is just 50 Shades Darker by E.L. James from the man's perspective.
Yes.
When the first one came out, I think it's just called Grey.
Yeah.
I thought that
50
was
Shades of
so
Grey.
gross and weird, and it never occurred to me that she was going to do this for the whole trilogy.
Yeah.
Nobody cared about that life and death Twilight gender swap.
I don't know. I'd have to check the stats on that, but I think it's done all right.
Has it?
Listen, if you want me to get you Darker for Christmas, I will, but you have to tell me now
I've
on air.
Been hinting quite a lot.
Okay.
So
Number 3, 11 weeks on the list. The Sun and Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur.
There it is.
New
That's
collection
the
of
new one.
poetry
Yeah,
from the
that's the
author
new
of
one.
Milk and Honey.
wow, and the old one's still there. See, these are perfect.
Yeah.
These are perfect Christmas presents.
Well, we've got perfect dad presents, I guess, here. No, that's lots of people are reading this book. Number 2, Dan Brown's Origin. I'm surprised by the amount of people who have come into the library and asked if we have Origin by Dan
Brown's
Brown. I was
Origin?
like, are you still doing this? You're still gripped by this tale? So, and
I want to read it. I can't believe I haven't read it yet.
okay.
I loved those.
Number 1, 8 weeks on the list, The Rooster Bar by John Grisham. So Grisham is obviously more popular than Dan Brown.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think he's more of a. It's every year, you know.
All right. Well,
Sometimes multiples per year, like this year, for example.
all right.
Huh. I can't find that Life and Death. I was going to tell you
Thanks, man.
what it's under, but I can't find it. So,
Oh, and it's probably
Can't tell you.
under Twilight.
yeah, probably.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, that was the New York Times bestsellers list.
That was it.
That was all there was.
Okay,
to
well, we're
talk
gonna
about
talk
on
about-
that list.
We're going to look at a couple things telling us some of the best books of the year.
Around.
But while we're still on
No one's
sales,
ever gonna
do you want to
keep
cover that
them
sales list
down. Sales list
from Barnes & Noble?
from Barnes and Noble. Yes, I just have to open it now
Oh,
because
okay.
I thought we were doing a different
I
article.
see.
But
Okay.
I'm on it.
Well, we wanted to talk about some of the things that critically have been considered some of the best books of 2017, but we also were going to discuss some of the very best sellers of
Where's that
2017.
freaking
If Eric can
just
find
lost
them.
It was here.
So while
Son
he's
of
making those retro
Yeah,
sounds like he's from a
Yeah.
Hanna-Barbera cartoon, I'm going to
I'm
jump in.
widely. I'm a Snidely Whiplash.
So we're going to be pulling these today from the New York Times Book Review. They have a list called the 10 Best Books of 2017 by the editors of the New York Times Book Review, which
Where
we
the frick did it
we
go?
do subscribe to the book review, and it's available for checkout. So if anybody wants to read this for themselves, we've got it. So book 1 on the list, we have Autumn by Allie Smith. I do not remember this book. Do you? Do you remember when this came
Hold
out?
on. Number 1 on this list. Oh, we're starting at number 1. Autumn by Allie Smith.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
The Extraordinary Friendship of an Elderly Songwriter. No.
I guess we discussed it when the Man Booker Prize was coming out.
Did
but
we?
I don't remember it ever being
Left
a-
no.
Well, I will read it to you. The extraordinary friendship of an elderly songwriter and precocious child of his single-parent neighbor is at the heart of this novel that darts back and forth through the decades from the 1960s to the era of Brexit. The first in a projected 4-volume series, it's a moving exploration of the intricacies of the imagination, a sly teasing out of host of big ideas and small revelations,
Bustle. There it is.
all hovering around a timeless quandary: how to observe, how to be.
Okay.
That sounds kind of interesting.
Sure.
I don't think that just based on the synopsis and the cover that I would think, oh, that sounds so intriguing, I have to read it. Why don't we talk a little bit about number 2 here, because you've got some familiarity with it.
What?
Exit West.
Exit West by Mohsin Hamid. Yes.
right.
I've read it.
And I will read the synopsis. A deceptively simple conceit turns a timely novel about a couple fleeing a civil war into a profound meditation on the psychology of exile. Magic doors separate the known calamities of the old world from the unknown perils of the new, as the migrants learn how to adjust to an how do you say that word? Improvisatory experience.
Yeah,
Hamid has
improvisatory.
written a novel that fuses the real with the surreal, perhaps the most faithful way to convey the tremulous political fault lines of our interconnected planet. Would you have put that up as a notable book, a book to read?
I would
a
have definitely
best
put it
of?
on the list of books I read in 2017.
But it didn't stand out to you as particularly
No, it was good. I think people should read it.
okay.
I think it shows how damaging being a refugee can have, the effect it can have on your life, on your relationship with family
Okay.
and everything.
Okay.
So,
I seem to recall you liking it
yeah,
at the time.
yeah.
All right, Pachinko by Min Jin Lee. Lee's stunning novel, her second, chronicles 4 generations of an ethnic Korean family. I usually like multi-generational things.
Yeah, you do.
I like how they connect.
Mm-hmm.
First in Japanese-occupied Korea in the early 20th century, then in Japan itself from the years before World War II to the late 1980s, exploring central concerns of identity, homeland, and belonging. The book announces its ambitious right from the opening sentence. History has failed us, but no matter. Lee suggests that behind the facades of wildly different people lie countless private desires, hopes, and miseries, if we have the patience and compassion to look and listen. Well, that sounds very interesting to me.
I don't got the patience.
You don't?
Sometimes I don't have the compassion. So,
That's funny.
I guess.
I guess. Oh, now this, the next one, The Power by Naomi Alderman.
We got the power.
My wife read, and she enjoyed it. She was very into it. So, this is the one that won the Bailey's Prize for women's fiction.
Yes, the Bailey's Prize.
Yep. So let me read it to you. This is the one where they get superpowers.
Right. I had a
Remember?
guinea pig named Bailey at one point.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, did she get superpowers?
No, she got sick and died from respiratory
Superpowers,
issues.
maybe. Could be. Alderman imagines our present moment, our history, our wars, our politics, complicated by the sudden manifestation of a lethal electrostatic power in women that upends gender dynamics across the
Electrostatic.
globe. It's a riveting story.
Hey,
Does
quick
it sound
question.
riveting? Yes.
Electrostatic made me think of this. Are you familiar with the Batman villain Electrocutioner?
No.
He showed up in my video games. Like
Weird.
the electric. I'm like, who the heck is this guy? Anyway, I like to imagine that he has electrostatic powers.
Let's see. It's a riveting story told in fittingly electric language that explores
Ooh.
how power corrupts everyone, those new to it and those resisting its loss.
Saruman,
Provocatively,
yeah.
Alderman suggests that history's horrors are inescapable, that there will always be abuses of power, that the arc of the universe doesn't bend towards justice so much as inscribe a circle away from it.
Yeah.
Transfers of power, of course, are rarely smooth, one character observes. That sounds kind of tense.
Yeah.
You want to take the next one?
Sing, Unburied Sing.
Now, did this win the Pulitzer Prize? This won something.
You'll have to.
And I think it was on a couple of lists, but go ahead and
In her follow-up to the Salvaged the Bones, Ward returns to the fictional town of Bois Sauvage, Mississippi. Mississippi. In the stories of ordinary people who would be easy to classify dismissively into characters like rural poor and drug dependent and products of the criminal justice. Wow, she sure is labeling them a lot, though. Instead, Ward gives us Jojo, a 13-year-old, in a road trip that he and his little sister take with his drug-addicted black mother to pick up their white father from prison. There's nothing small about their existence. So I wonder if the kid will learn harsh truths.
Could be.
But maybe also he'll be slightly sympathetic to the issues.
You could be.
Yeah.
This was a finalist for the Goodreads Choice Awards, I remember, and it didn't win the Pulitzer Prize. It won the National Book Award. For fiction.
Ooh.
And
Congratulations, Sing Unburied Sing.
yeah,
By
yeah.
Jesmyn
And I
Ward.
feel like her previous one, now I can't think what it's called.
Salvage the Bones.
Salvage the Bones.
Yeah.
Also was pretty award.
There's
heavy.
a Rush.
Yeah. Also
album.
won the National Book Award. She's one of the few who've done
Nice.
a repeat like that.
Okay.
So
There's a Rush album called Roll the Bones.
okay. Probably
And
it's unrelated. to
I
this.
learned that means dice.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I've heard
All right.
that.
We're on to nonfiction now, though.
We
This is the
are.
part where you always kind of get scared because you're afraid of nonfiction.
I only like what can't be true.
Yes, that's right.
The evolution of beauty, how Darwin's forgotten theory of mate choice shapes the animal world and
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
If a science book can be subversive and feminist and change the way we look at our own bodies, but also mostly about birds, this is it.
Nice. Well, I do like birds.
This is written by Richard O. Prume.
Yeah.
Prume, an ornithologist, mounts a defense of Darwin's second, largely overlooked theory of sexual selection. Darwin believed that in addition to evolving to adapt to the environment, some other force must be at work shaping the species.
Yeah.
The aesthetic mating
Sexiness.
choices made largely by the females.
Yeah.
Prume wants subjectivity and the desire for beauty to be part of our understanding of how evolution works. It's a passionate plea that begins with birds and ends with humans, and will help you finally understand, among other things, how in the world we have an animal like the peacock.
Yeah.
I know
So-
you've been asking me that all the time. You keep being like, why do we have peacocks? Why do we have peacocks?
Yeah. They're just
I don't
fancy
know.
geese.
Apparently.
So,
yeah,
sexiness is like the fifth law of the universe.
Is it?
Isn't that right?
I think so.
So you got like momentum.
Yeah.
You got gravity. You got time.
yeah.
Sexiness is in there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's probably if we could figure out that, we might be able to follow Matthew McConaughey into Interstellar.
You know what?
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You are right.
He wasn't a bad looking guy in that movie, and that explains why he was able to go through time and space.
Yeah, definitely. The next one, Ron Chernow's Grant. Now,
Grant.
this came out much like the Penguins that we were discussing last week. Multiple things come out at the same time
Right.
about the
Oh,
same
yes.
thing.
Yes.
And just earlier, I think probably about
There's
a
been a
year,
bunch of kid
maybe
movies
before.
about Ulysses S.
A lot
Grant.
of kids movies, yeah. American Ulysses, The Life of Ulysses S. Grant
Yeah.
by Ronald C. White came out and was
Ah.
really well received.
But nobody wants to talk about it anymore.
Apparently not.
Because Chernow's here.
Yeah, and that was the one that interests me. I'm less interested in Chernow's version.
Whoa.
Um,
Jeez.
but that's for this year. Time.
So
pulled
this is a
one.
biography on Alan Grant and how he became
Different.
the premier
Different.
art paleontologist, and then his times in Jurassic Park, and then I
No,
guess what after
I understand
happened
why you
afterwards.
think that, but even those who think they're familiar with Ulysses S. Grant's career, like you,
Yes.
will learn something from Chernow's fascinating and comprehensive biography, especially about Grant's often overlooked achievements as president. That's true. You don't talk about that at all. You talk about the Civil War. You talk about he wasn't that great getting things back together.
Right,
You don't
sure.
really talk about the good stuff.
Yeah.
What is more, at the time of economic inequality reflecting the 19th century Gilded Age and a renewed threat from white supremacy groups, Chernow reminds us that Grant's courageous example is more valuable than ever.
Yeah.
And in this sense,
I've always
Grant
thought
is
so.
as much a mirror on our own time as a history lesson.
Like Ready Player One.
Who doesn't want a mirror on our own time?
Yeah. No kidding. Jeez.
All right,
2017 looks so fat in those.
that's true. Next
Genes,
up,
I
you want to
guess.
take this one?
Which Grant, locking up our own crime and punishment in Black America. It has been a depressing year.
Yeah, it has. Absolutely.
By James Foreman Jr., a former public defender in Washington. Foreman has written a masterly account of how a generation of black officials, beginning in the 1970s, wrestled with recurring crisis of violence and drug use in the nation's capital. What started out as an effort to assert the value of black lives turned into an embrace of tough-on-crime policies with devastating consequences for the very community those officials had promised to represent. Almost like how Anakin had become the very thing he swore to destroy.
Are you
A
going to start
Sith.
talking about Revenge of the Sith?
I don't know. Well,
gosh.
we got to see how it.
Listeners, if you're interested in what one lunatic thinks about Revenge of the
Wow.
Sith, Eric's blog.
I did say that Sidious is bananas in that film.
Oh, okay.
That's an actual line.
I like
from,
that. That's
yeah.
a good quote. I
Yeah.
want to. I would like to feel that I inspired that.
Darth Sidious is bananas.
No, I say bananas, and
You do
now
say
it's
bananas
become
quite a
your-
bit, yeah. I couldn't
part
think of
of
another
your
way to describe Darth
vernacular.
Sidious.
Yeah,
He's just
there's
kind of bananas.
the modified version banonkers, but I don't really like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that
Banonkers,
it's not as
yeah.
elegant. Let's lighten the mood a little bit with these last two. Prairie Fires.
Uh-huh.
That sounds bad, but it's actually a good one.
Yeah.
The American Dreams of Laura Ingalls Wilder.
And how they fell to the wildfires
Yeah.
of the prairies.
Now, she was the star of the TV show Mannix. Is that right? I know
MASH.
it was from the MASH.
That's, yeah.
Long-running historical
Yes.
show MASH starring
Yes.
Laura Ingalls Wilder. That's
Yeah.
right. That is right.
MASH on the prairie.
By Carolyn Fraser. Fraser's biography of the author of Little House on the Prairie. Oh,
Yep.
I think she was actually in Gunsmoke.
That makes more sense, actually.
And
Yeah.
other beloved books about her childhood during the era of westward migration captures the details of a life and an improbable, iconic literary career. I always loved Farmer Boy and These Happy Golden Years.
Farmer Boy was pretty good. Little House in the Big Woods.
Big Woods.
That was good.
Yeah.
I guess, what was the third one?
I don't think that I've read them all.
Wasn't Farmer Boy the third one?
I think I
I
also
liked
read
House on the Prairie.
Is the first 4 years.
There's the
Is that
Pond one, Little House on Plum Pond or something.
Trying to remember which ones I've read. Yes,
Yeah.
the first 4 years I read.
All right. Well, I did not read the first 4 years. I read Big House, Farmer Boy, Prairie, and then the one right after that, I think.
I don't
But then I got bored because they just hung out in the same location.
just
I mean, I know it's her
chilling.
life.
Well, I think the ones that start focusing on her husband Alonzo get that kind of livens things up a little bit. like Farmer Boy, for example.
Farm Boy's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Big House is good.
exhaustively researched and passionately written, this book refreshes and revitalizes our understanding of Western American history, giving space to the stories of Native Americans displaced from the tribal lands by white settlers like the Ingalls.
Yeah. She's
So,
a villain.
We're going to bring it down again.
Yeah.
As well as to the travels of homesteaders, farmers, and everyone else who rushed to the West, like the people in Nora Roberts' Year One.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Yes.
Okay.
Go West, young man.
Ending with a savvy analysis of the 20th century turn towards right-wing politics. Taken by Wilder and her daughter, Rose Wilder Lane, Fraser offers a remarkably wide angle of how national myths are shaped.
Yay.
And finally, Priest Daddy.
Who's your priest daddy?
By
Sorry.
I should have seen it coming, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And that's what made it so beautiful. By Patricia Lockwood.
Yeah.
In this affectionate and very funny memoir,
Very funny.
Lockwood weaves the story of her family, including her Roman Catholic priest father, who received a special dispensation from the Vatican, with her own coming of age and the crisis that later led her and her husband to live temporarily under her parents' rectory roof. She also brings to bear her gifts as a poet, mixing the sacred and profane in a voice that's wonderfully grounded and authentic.
I guess I don't understand.
This book proves Lockwood to be a formidably gifted writer who can do pretty much anything she pleases. So again,
How does she exist?
I think that's the special dispensation probably from
Oh.
the Pope.
Well, why doesn't he just
from
give
the
that
Roman Catholic
dispensation
Church.
to everybody?
Look, man,
Solve a lot of problems.
I don't have the answer for you.
All right.
This book, again, this list is found on the New York Times Book Review,
Yeah.
the 10 best books of 2017. So you can find that on their website, and we'll link to it on Twitter, so you can read and click on all the links and find things you want. And guess what? If you want these books, I know who's got them.
The library.
Who's got two thumbs and has got 'em?
You.
The David A.
The David A. Howe Public Library has two thumbs.
Yeah, and has all these books.
All right.
What would you say? I'm just going to put you on the spot here.
Uh-huh.
So if you don't have an answer to it, what do you think was the most noteworthy YA book of 2017?
Geez. I don't know. The Hate You Give, Turtles All the Way Down. Those are pretty big.
Yeah, I think I would go with The Hate You Give. It's probably the one.
That one was
that's-
on the bestsellers list for a long time.
Yeah, and I mean that translated into people wanting it too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like we get these numbers like this is still on the bestseller list, and it's
Yeah.
like, who are these people buying this? Because I never
Yeah.
see them. But The Hate You Give seems like it's had a pretty broad appeal, and is about important things. So
Yes. So
it's pretty good.
yeah, stuff that people were very excited for. At the beginning of the year, we read about like Carvel and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
that all just kind of
Yeah.
like people read it, but I don't see a lot of
Flash
conversation around it.
in the pan.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yep.
that's what I would say.
All right. Do you have that list of the bestsellers of 20?
I sure do.
Well, I'd love to hear it.
I've had it. All right. So this is Barnes and Noble has released their best-selling books of 2017. Let's see what was the best-selling books of 2017 at Barnes and Noble, I guess,
Okay.
specifically.
Yeah.
So if you're buying your stuff on Amazon, you
love
did
Barnes
not
and
help
Noble.
this list at all. Number one in the fiction section, you have Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur.
There you go.
So she had the best-selling book of the year.
And that's the first one, not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when that came out, it was like the newer one
Right.
was like neck and neck with Dan Brown's Origins in Amazon anyway.
Yeah, well, it's had less time to sell.
You're right.
So that one. Then the list in order of best-selling for 2017 is The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh.
That got a major boost.
Interesting. Yeah,
So,
that makes sense. I know I bought an extra copy here because we had a lot of demand
yeah,
for it.
the show is coming out on DVD
Oh,
soonish.
is it Handmaiden or Handmaids?
Handmaid's Tale.
It's Handmaids. Okay.
By Margaret Atwood.
Yep.
The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware, showing that there's nothing to say about quality.
No
on
accounting
this
for
list.
taste.
Yeah, thank you. That's the phrase.
I thought it might be.
What I just said would have ended up in this book. Woman in
Probably.
Cabin
Yeah.
10.
That's true.
Yeah. You know what they
So wait, it
say,
is the Woman in
crime doesn't always fulfill the payment that you need.
So it's Woman in Cabin 10.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody was just in here when I was working the desk on Thursday.
Uh-huh.
Somebody came in and was like, I got to read this book.
Yeah.
It was Woman in Cabin 10. I didn't have the heart to tell her.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. 1984 by George Orwell. We'll just let Nick's laughter be the commentary on that. Origin by Dan Brown. Okay. So that's pretty good, though, because that's only been out for a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's sold enough to make the best-selling list. Of,
Well, I think that answers our question. I remember when we did the Dan Brown Spotlight, we
that's
were
true.
talking
There's
about
no Grisham
like,
on this list.
yeah, we were talking about does it still have the pull?
Yeah.
Especially after that movie flopped. But
Yeah.
I think our answer is yes.
Yeah. Origin, Moss,
I know.
Moss.
Yes. I know he said at one point that he had envisioned it as like a 7 or 8 book
Oh, my
series,
word.
but he'll be 105 by the time the last one comes
Sure.
out. He's a regular George R.R. Martin when it comes to releasing books.
Oh, okay.
Not that bad.
Nice.
But
Take that, George.
yeah, really.
A
Sea
Man
Captain.
Called Uve by Frederick Bachman.
Yeah.
Have you read this?
No, I haven't. I
Okay.
picked up another Bachman book and didn't.
You know what? I lied. Grisham is on this list. Camino Island by John Grisham.
Yeah, that one was kind of a surprise Grisham because we already
Yeah.
had the Grisham
Yeah.
for that year, and people did seem to really
Yeah.
jump to that. It came out at a good time too. It was like right in the peak during summer, and it's got island in the title, so people were drawn to it at that time.
Yes.
Really, I mean,
Yeah.
books that sound summery that come out in the summer,
that's true.
people pick up whether they,
Island. The
know.
Alchemist, the 25th anniversary edition by Paulo Coelho.
I don't get that book.
I read it. It's all right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
That's
I
nice.
just didn't really find anything in it.
I think he learns magic at one point.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
It by Stephen King.
yeah. That's a brick too. That thing's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. If you make a house out of a bunch of copies
Yeah.
of It.
It's an It house.
And To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee.
What about
No,
Go Set Up
that was
Watchmen?
2015,
Yeah.
right? So
Nobody wants that.
No, people just want. Maybe they read it because it's, and they're like, oh, now I need to
You
read.
got to go back
To Kill
and get
a
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nonfiction bestsellers this year. The number one on Barnes and Noble's list is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F word.
F word.
I can't say it.
Oh,
It's bleeped out.
fart.
No.
Oh.
No, the CK is definitely there.
Oh.
So by Mark Manson.
yeah.
A counterintuitive approach to living a good life. I haven't read this. I haven't even heard of this until now.
I know. Now I kind of want it.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. Thank you. Bustle. The internet site I'm using is Bustle. And the phrase I just used was internet site. So, all right. The rest of the list for nonfiction for best-selling. Ready?
Yeah.
Astrophysics for People in a Hurry.
Mm-hmm.
That's been selling like crazy.
Won't go away.
Hillbilly
It's
Elegy.
a good size.
That's true.
It's a perfect stocking
It looks like
stuffer,
it's, yeah.
folks. But
Hill-
Christmas is over, so get over it.
Hillbilly Elegy is still here after 2 years of being one of the best-selling books of all
Yeah,
year.
the
This
Eric
is staying
Nichols
there.
story.
Oh, huh?
Hmm?
Meh. You are a badass. That's right.
Thank
I
you,
got to
man.
say it. No, this is a book by
Oh.
Jen Sincero. What Happened by Clinton. So that sold a lot of books real fast.
Yeah.
Make Your Bed
No.
by William H. McRaven.
William H. Macy.
The Five Love Languages is still
Really?
here by
Oh my
Gary
gosh.
Chapman. That's been there.
Wow.
That's existed for like 20 years
Apparently
now.
there's a lot of couples in premarital counseling.
Yeah, yeah. My love language is you shutting up. Sorry, I shouldn't have just yelled like that.
No.
Glass Castle by Janet Walls. Wasn't that a movie? That's a movie with Brie Larson that just came out.
Yeah.
Night by Ellie Wiesel and Hidden Figures. So Hidden Figures is still one of the bestseller books after, I mean, the movie came out in December, January.
Yeah.
So good for that.
Well,
Kids bestsellers.
It's the time.
The best-selling kids book of the year, according to Barnes & Noble, is Wonder by R.J. Palico.
Yeah.
So
I
good-
liked the picture book version of it.
Oh,
That was good.
yeah. Well, you like most things that are just picture books.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that helps.
I just wait until they
Great
do a
expect-
children's
yeah.
novelization.
Yeah,
of
Great
it.
Expectations, the
The
picture, book.
Yeah, it's really good.
A Loud Winter's Nap.
It's subtle.
What Do You Do with a Problem by Kobe Yamada. Gateway. So this is Diary of a Wimpy Kid's 12. So he's still making it on
Yeah,
the list.
boy.
Oh, The Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss.
Well, every time anybody graduates from anything, they get a copy of all the places you can go.
The Rainbow Fish. So that's pretty good. Good for the Rainbow Fish.
I don't know what that is.
It's the fish. He's Rainbow Fish.
Is that
It's a kid's book.
What's his name though?
It's
Oh no, I know what this is, but this
Yeah.
is not what I was thinking of.
It's Market Pfister.
Okay.
How to Catch a Monster by Adam Wallace. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Why is this in kids? It's a 400-page script.
Kids love that. Kids love scripts.
The Wonderful Things You'll Be by Emily Winford Martin. And The Lightning Thief, number 1. So that's kind of the Percy Jackson, the Rick Riordan book that has sold the best this year is still The Lightning Thief. All right. And teen bestsellers.
I'm ready.
Everything, Everything by Nicola Yoon was at the
Oh, yeah.
top
I remember
because
that.
that had a movie come out this year,
Yeah.
which I think did all right. 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher at number 2. Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, and that came out in October.
Yeah, it was pretty recent.
So that's pretty good that it made it. It actually, according
That's
to
kind of a no-brainer.
it sold more than The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas at Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. So good for them.
I think I saw a nice new version of that.
The 50th anniversary. This was his 50th year.
Oh, yeah.
So Before I Fall by Laureen Olivier. No, Oliver. I'm sorry any of that happened. Hey, The Book Thief by Marcus Suzak. I guess I have to read The Book Thief
Yeah, I guess you do.
because it's everywhere all the time. One of Us is Lion by Karen
What?
McManus. Yeah.
And this is how I found out?
Yeah. Ooh, This Is Where It Ends. So that's been there for 2 years now.
Wow.
That's the school shooting book.
Oh, yeah.
And Red Queen Book 1 by Victoria Aveyard is still selling like hotcakes. Hey, what does that mean?
What?
It's selling like hotcakes. Like, I know it means it's selling really well, but like, are we still a society that can say it's selling like hotcakes and that's like a true fact about hotcakes?
Yeah, it could be.
Like, hey,
Yeah.
you looking to make it big and
Yeah.
make a lot of money quick? Sell hotcakes.
I think so.
All right.
Yep.
It just kind of seems like when you say it's selling
Yeah.
like hotcakes, you're saying like hotcakes are the number one business of America. If you're investing in anything, invest in hotcakes.
Yeah, I
I can
don't
see
know.
you're not going to follow me down on this.
I'm trying to figure out.
exploration
I'm
of
just
hotcakes.
trying to figure out why it happened. So I'm trying to find a little history on it while you.
Well, I could understand like at one point hotcakes were selling, but it seems like a phrase that maybe need to be retired.
It says the origin of this idiom is largely undocumented and has led most to believe it comes simply from pancakes being a popular item for sale at fairs and festivals.
Right.
So
But I guess, I mean, it seems like if we were saying, but like, boy, that thing runs like a 1920s Oldsmobile. I don't know. I don't know anything about cars. I shouldn't have done
a
that.
1920s
Yeah.
Oldsmobile.
I don't know anything about cars.
Well, that was a great choice.
Jeez. I don't know.
I don't know. Have you ever been to the Maple Tree Inn in the heart of maple season?
Yeah.
Those pancakes, they can't make them fast enough. They're selling like hotcakes.
Right. I don't,
So,
but those are literal hotcakes then, because they're pancakes.
yeah, but I'm saying that's probably what. Never mind. It's fine.
I just,
Yeah. That's an example of something selling really
yes,
fast.
I'm just saying, if I say this is selling like
Like
hotcakes,
hotcakes.
that in 2017, hotcakes are not the thing that's just an easy thing to sell at a rapid speed.
I don't know. If we had like a pancake booth here at the library, it was like stop in and get a pancake.
Yeah.
You think I feel like we'd have to turn people away? We'd be like, stop, we can't make any more pancakes.
Yeah, we're out of hotcakes.
Yeah. And
Maybe.
there's, like,
I don't know.
everybody does a pancake breakfast. It was just the rotary pancake breakfast.
Right.
That's a thing.
But then why don't we
they're
all...
easy and quick to make. You
Why,
just whoop, whoop.
why are we wasting our time doing this low-paying job then instead of selling hotcakes on the
Selling
street?
would you like to sell hotcakes together? I'd be happy to sell hotcakes
No.
with you. Oh, okay.
Oh, I mean, I'd have to go into my own business. If I'm going to sell as many
Oh.
hotcakes as I think, I want profit. All profit.
Okay.
All the time.
Well, I respect your ambition. It's the American way.
Are they cheap? Is that the
Hotcakes?
thing? Is your cost versus profit margin? Is your margin really good with hotcakes?
I mean, what is it, like flour and milk and eggs?
Yeah.
So,
How much are you charging a hotcake?
I don't know.
$1
I'm
a
not,
cake?
I'm not in the,
$1 a pancake.
I'm not in the hot. That sounds reasonable.
but
Sure.
then, how much does it cost you to make a pancake?
I don't know, 15 cents.
15 cents. So okay, I'm getting 85 cents for every pancake I sell.
Yeah.
So I got to sell a lot.
And
No.
you won't have any trouble because they'll sell like hotcakes.
Right.
So,
Hmm.
oh, look, I see the end of this. Let's move on.
All right. That's it. That's the end of that list.
Oh, well, thank you for, it's always nice to go out with a sputter.
A sputter
Yeah.
of syrup.
Did you make that one syllable? Did you say syrup?
Yeah.
You say syrup
Syrup. Why are you laughing?
because you said
You want me to say syrup all the
Yeah,
time?
syrup.
Like, hey, I need some syrup for my hotcakes.
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna be like, hey, can I get some syrup? I don't understand.
You're just eliminating a whole syllable.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Syrup?
Yeah.
No.
Can I get some syrup?
Stop.
Syrup. I'm saying syrup. I'm just saying it very quickly.
I am not hearing the second syllable. I'm just hearing SURP.
So
S-U-R-P.
if we were sitting at a table
No, I
eating
understand you.
hotcakes,
You're
and
just
I said,
saying
please
it
pass
weird.
me the syrup.
I don't have time to pass you anything because those hotcakes are selling like hotcakes, and I
Okay.
gotta get mine.
All right.
And scene.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Christmas is over.
Yeah.
Got a couple more days till New Year's.
Do you have pancakes on Christmas morning?
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
We usually do a nice big breakfast.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what we did this year because it hasn't happened yet.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So, but let's say yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Bacon or sausage?
I don't know.
Christmas. I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
sausage is more traditional for
That's
Christmas.
true. Yeah,
But everybody prefers bacon.
that's true.
So would
Yeah.
you say sausage is more filling?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bacon. I don't think anyone's ever been filled.
Filled with bacon.
Well, like they ate 3 strips of bacon. It was like, no, I couldn't possibly have anything else.
Listeners, if you're filled with bacon, you should go to the hospital.
Yeah. No,
Just stop what
no
you're
kidding.
doing. Just get in
Yeah.
the car and just tell
Yeah.
them.
Do you remember on Keenan and Kel when he went to the doctors and they took an X-ray of his ribs and they were all orange because he drank so much
He
orange
loves
soda?
orange soda.
It was hilarious.
I do.
Yeah. Doesn't make
Woo.
any sense because it's an X-ray.
No, it doesn't. Keenan and Kel don't get enough play, so I'm glad we were able to bring them back.
No problem.
Here's what we have going on at the library for
Uh-huh.
this very week.
Right.
The book club is reading Jerusalem Inn
Uh-huh.
by Martha Grimes.
Oh, is there any room in your Jerusalem Inn book club?
No, but the Jerusalem Stables book club
Uh-huh.
is plenty warm.
Yeah.
Lots of
That's
hanging.
great.
So that should be good. And we're showing a couple of movies on the 27th at 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
we're showing.
We're going nuts.
Yeah, we're going
I'm
crazy.
sorry.
It's a double feature of a couple of short movies.
Yeah.
You got Frosty's Winter Wonderland,
Uh-huh.
Rudolph's Shiny New Year, and again, these are not Christmas movies.
No.
They're just festive
Yeah.
winter movies. So if you're
Yes.
sick of Christmas movies, you can come and watch these.
In Frosty's Winter Wonderland,
of fun.
he has to stop the Mad Hatter from kidnapping everybody.
No,
and it's
I don't.
pretty dark.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think we're thinking of different movies.
Rudolph's New Year, is that the one with Topher Grace? And I don't think Topher Grace is in New Year's Eve. I think he's in Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really follow Topher Grace obsessively like you do.
What?
I've seen your Google alerts. Don't deny it. Don't deny it. Topher Grace is on the move. Drop everything.
Topher Grace just shopped at Old Navy.
Tickets to his latest movie sold like hotcakes, so I guess he's just as great as ever. So
To his new movie?
yeah,
What was that?
I just wanted to tell the hotcakes joke.
Oh,
And
he
you
was in
couldn't-
he was in
couldn't go with me.
Interstellar. So the
That's-
last thing he did?
Pretty old.
Well, it might be the last thing he did.
It could be. It could be. Well, with apologies to Topher Grace, I think we're gonna close up shop for today. Eric, anything else you want to add? I always ask that question, and I always regret it.
We
anything?
are running Teen Anime Club on the 27th
Oh, something new. That's
and
great.
January 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Normally we've not run them during the Christmas holidays, but
Mm-hmm.
this year we are. So it's a special treat. Actually, we've been watching movies the past couple of weeks, anime
Okay.
films. So we watched One Piece Gold and The Boy and the Beast. It's been a good time.
Okay.
And it has nothing to do with the fact that my streaming on my computer is acting all haywire.
Okay.
So
Well, I should point out that in 2017, Topher Grace was in the Brad Pitt movie War Machine, and
what? Oh.
Opening Night, a musical comedy film. So Topher Grace
Really?
fans delight
Can he
in those
sing?
movies. I have no idea.
Maybe he's
yes,
not a
'cause
singing
he was
character.
discovered, I think, in how to succeed in business without really trying. And they were like, "Come be in that '70s show," and he was like, "Okay." So
Is that your Topher Grace
it
impression?
was just a slow, like, well.
Hmm.
All right, that's gonna do it for us.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like and rate and share our podcast. Tell all your friends about it.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
we
Year
can
to
say.
you. That's right. We'll see you next time.